overall, the gold, it's been very consistently poor. We need to figure out how to do close to 1,000 ounces.
Parker Schnabel, a young gold miner, is having a really tough time this season. Right from the start, things have been going wrong. His team has been working super hard for 4 months straight because of all sorts of problems with getting stuff where it needs to go. The machines that wash the dirt to find gold are in tricky spots, and they have to move the dirt really far, which is slowing everything down. Parker's got this awesome piece of land called Dominion Creek that could have tons of gold, but so far, it's not giving him what he needs to reach his big goal. Even though they're finding some gold every day, it's just not enough. Parker's aiming to get 1,000 ounces of gold every week. That's a lot. To make it happen, he knows he has to shake things up and find ways to work smarter and move more dirt. So, he's brought in 2 giant new trucks called a 60 rock trucks. These beasts are like the superheroes of mining trucks. They can haul up to 600 yards of dirt in just 1 hour, almost twice as much as the regular trucks he's been using. These monster trucks are a game changer for Parker's plan to hit his 1,000-ounce goal. But here's the catch. Running them full blast is risky. They're working so hard that if even one breaks down, it could stop everything. Parker's betting big on these machines, and he's got to keep them rolling to turn this tough season around. Parker Schnabel has been chatting with his dad a bunch about how much dirt to pile onto his mining trucks. Should he play it safe and stick to what the trucks are built to handle? Or should he get a little greedy and load them up extra? His dad's advice is clear. Don't overload them. Just go with what they're rated for. But Parker, he's like, hey, Dad says not to. So that's exactly why I do it. Even with his dad's words in his head, Parker's ready to take some big chances to keep the gold coming fast. Down at a spot called the Long Cut, his team is digging up dirt from the far end, and they've got to haul tons of it to keep things moving. The amount of gold they're finding changes every week, and Mitch, the guy in charge there, is super determined to finish strong. But here's the big headache. There are no extra trucks to spare. Parker's not willing to pull any from his other projects, so they've got to make do with what they have. That means the team and the trucks are working non-stop, 24/7, to stay on track. Parker knows taking risks is the only way to get the most out of everything. Even though his dad always said to follow the truck's official weight limits, Parker admits he loves pushing the boundaries. He overloads them on purpose, squeezing out every bit of speed and power he can, way beyond what the manufacturers say is okay. At the start of the season, he had his heart set on mining 10,000 ounces of gold. But after a bunch of setbacks, he's dialed it back to at least 8,000 ounces, which just cranks up the pressure even more. To make things trickier, only 2 of his 3 gold washing machines are running this week. The third one, over at Silver Creek, had to stop because they ran out of dirt to process, and there aren't enough crew members to keep it going. So now, Parker's stuck focusing on the wild and unpredictable Dominion Creek area, including that tough long cut spot. It's all or nothing now. Parker's team has been digging up a ton of dirt from the far end of the long cut, and they need to haul it all the way up to the rock sand area to keep the operation going strong. One of the crew members is 22-year-old James Kurtz, a newbie miner who's just getting started. He's behind the wheel of one of those giant 60 rock trucks for the very first time, super excited to show what he can do. But just as he's getting the hang of it, a loud alarm blasts from the truck's dashboard. James isn't sure what's wrong and quickly calls Mitch, the site boss, for help. Mitch is already swamped with work and isn't thrilled, but he tells James to move the truck out of the way. As James tries to shift it, the dashboard lights up with error codes. Something's seriously broken. The crew checks it out and finds a big problem. A key part called the companion flange, which connects the drive shaft to the back wheels, has snapped. This mess has wrecked the brake lines and hydraulic hoses, and the truck's still loaded with 60 tons of dirt. It's not going anywhere. Mitch and the team jump into action, knowing they've got to unload the dirt before they can even think about towing it for repairs. Taylor, the head mechanic, steps up to fix the busted hydraulic hoses so they can tilt the dump box and get the dirt out. Only then can they drag the truck back to the repair yard. Taylor warns everyone that when something like this breaks, it can cause a chain reaction of damage. The team knows fixing it is going to take a lot of hard work, and every second the truck's down is gold. They're not mining. With one of the two, a 60 trucks out of the game, Parker's whole operation slows way down. They just can't keep up with only one truck running. Parker has to make a tough call. He shuts down one of the wash plants for now. He says, "Hey, we're turning this off. One truck can't handle it, so let's just let the dirt run out and stop." That's a huge hit. Without that plant, they're losing the chance to process 300 tons of dirt every hour. Less dirt means less gold, and their big season goal is starting to look shaky. The crew kicks into high gear, unloading the dirt from the broken truck as fast as they can. They know one wrong move could cause a dangerous landslide of material, so they've got to be super careful. It's a race against time, and the pressure's on to get that truck fixed and back in action before the season slips away. Things are getting heated at the mining site. Mitch, the site boss, is pushing hard for a fast fix to the broken truck, and the pressure's getting to everyone. At one point, a fed-up mechanic loses it and snaps at Mitch. "If you want it done quicker, grab a wrench and help out." Taylor and his repair crew are working their tails off, swapping out the truck's busted brake lines, wiring, and even the drive shaft, the big piece that makes the wheels turn. Every move they make has to be spot on. If anything's even a little off, the truck could break again, and they'd be back to square one. They carefully hoist the new drive shaft into place, tighten all the bolts just right, and double-check everything. Finally, Taylor gives the thumbs up. The truck's good to go. Mitch breathes a sigh of relief and gets ready to kick hauling back into gear within 6 hours. The giant A60 rock truck roars back to life, and the team doesn't waste a second getting it rolling again, hauling dirt to the wash plant like nothing ever happened. Parker's not about to let a breakdown ruin his season. He knows these massive dirt movers are the key to keeping the gold coming, and losing even one showed how fast everything can grind to a halt. With the truck fixed, the wash plant fires up again. Parker says, "Well, this sure isn't how we saw the day going, but we've got the trucks running again. We're back to washing dirt, and we're gonna keep it that way." Still, he and the crew are on edge, knowing another breakdown could be a disaster. The season's far from over, and the battle for gold is as fierce as ever. But then comes another punch. After a rough week of equipment troubles, the gold weigh-in is a letdown. The team had their fingers crossed for a big triple-digit haul when they checked the gold room, but the numbers just didn't deliver. They're actually down from last week, which is bad news with the season already halfway done. They've pulled in just over 4,175 ounces of gold so far, way short of the 8,000-ounce goal. Parker's proud they've hit a milestone, but 2 weeks of dropping numbers has him worried. He rallies the team, saying they've got to step it up big time, right now, if they're going to have a shot at turning this season around and hitting that target. Parker's all about getting the most out of every minute, but that drive comes with a price. He's been piling extra dirt onto his giant A60 rock trucks to haul more at once, And sure, it's boosted how much they can move, but it's also putting those machines under crazy pressure. His dad warned him ages ago to stick to what the trucks are built to handle, not just to be safe, but because he's seen what happens when you don't. And guess what? That big truck breakdown proved Dad was right. Pushing things too far can backfire big time. For a while, Parker's risky move worked. He got more dirt moving faster. But now, the cracks are showing. Every machine on the site is like a puzzle piece. If one breaks, the whole picture falls apart. One busted truck can start a domino effect, delays, shutdowns, and a pile of extra costs. It's not just about missing out on gold, it's the money spent on repairs, the hours the crew puts in, and all that fuel going up in smoke. So, what's next? Will Parker keep gambling and overloading his trucks to chase bigger hauls? Or will he play it safer to keep things steady? With the season teetering on the edge, every choice he makes could be the difference between hitting his 8,000-ounce gold goal or coming up short. Before he heads back to keep an eye on things, Parker bags up the latest gold haul and tells the crew they've got to step it up. Fast. Everyone knows the clock's ticking, and they're only halfway there. Every speck of gold they dig up from now on is make or break. The pressure's piling on, and there's no room for slip-ups. Parker and his team are in it deep, and they've got to pour everything they've got into flipping this season around. The gold's out there, but the fight to get it is nowhere near done.